What's going on, YouTube modeling community? Pappy here at West Georgia Rides and Customs. Welcome back to the channel. After attending either a model show like I did last weekend at the JaxCon show in Jacksonville, Florida, I usually get some inspiration, get ideas that are floating around. And usually after you have a large group of vendors like we did down there, I get to pick up some nice stuff. I've had this one particular kit here in my stash for quite a while, and this Revell 32 Ford 312 Coupe. I picked it up at a show, but probably a while back, because it still had the vendor sticker on it, what I paid for it. But I had been looking for this particular kit before. I've built this kit in the past, and I built it just like what you see this rendition right here. I didn't do the flames. I did it, of course, I painted it Pappy red. But I always thought this was a great looking kit, and it's just an inspirational hot rod for me. I love old street rods like this, and I have usually when I'm at shows, I'll find a kit, and then later on I might find something that I can use in this kit, like a piece of photo etch or tires, wheels, so forth, so forth. But I've been wanting to rebuild this kit for some time. So after acquiring the kit at a show one year, putting it in the stash, it's been sitting around. I found a Jimmy Flintstone's 32-3 to chop top, and this is it right here. And when you get a resin copy of a body, there's a little bit of work involved. I mean, it's just not going to, fall together like you think it's going to and fit exactly. You've got seam, or you've got flash issues with these. You have to, you got to work through this. As modelers, we all know, as you can see right there, some flash. It's easy to remove, but with that being said, I always loved a chop top 32 3 window. It's just the angle of the roof, as far as, if you can just look at that roof and how much angle it's got downward, narrow windows, skinny back window. I decided to save this for possibly a future build, which isn't going to be this one right here. But I've had people ask me before, Pappy, have you ever chopped a top on a car? I have. Not a car, but a pickup. I did the 37 Ford a while back, and I wanted to chop it, and I learned a lot from it. So I decided with this kit, with this build right here, that I was going to, and we're going to go back to the Scully. Give me a hand. Thank you. We're going to chop the body that come out of this kit, and we're going to take off about, I think, 6 scale inches to where it looks exactly like the Jimmy Flintstone copy right there. Now, how do you do that? Well, it's not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. So let's get started. I already have did a lot of layout work, and I've already cut the top, but I'm going to show y'all the procedures that I did in order to do that. And we're going to use the Jimmy Flintstone body a couple of times here in reference. This is the body that I've already cut the top off of it, and you see how much I've already, of the A pillar and the B pillar back here, how much I've already taken off. And basically what I did was, let me reference the Jimmy Flintstone, because with the kit body, there's a third hinge right here, which is actually on the Jimmy Flintstone. You can see it protruding out there. What I did was I took a measurement, and I took a straight edge. And straight edges are just a must here in the shop if you're trying to attempt something like this. What I did was I took a straight edge and came from the top, and I laid it right on the top of that hinge right there, to where I had an even opening of this window right here. And I drew a line. Once I get that in there, I take a pencil, I draw a line right across that bottom edge of that straight edge right there. and I duplicate it on this side as well. Once I get an established line here, I will come back here and kind of line those lines up right back through there. Draw the lines through there. All right, once we've got everything, we'll check it right here. You'll pretty much don't need a straight line on the front. I'll take a razor saw. When I say a razor saw, this is what I'm talking about. It's about 1 inch thick. And what I'll do is I will start just scoring. I will score that all the way through, just like that. It's not easy. Like I said earlier, this is not for the faint of heart. And we'll score that and cut that all the way through right there until you have a separate piece, or just a separate piece of the roof. And here we are. I'm gonna explain why I did this early. It's called stretching. You have to stretch this in order to get the A pillar and the B pillar to line up. All right. Now, once we've got the roof off in one piece, and yes, this was in one piece. I'll tell you what, let me get a piece of tape right here, and we'll put these two pieces back together, and I will show you what I'm talking about. Okay, we got the two pieces back together. Now, once I get this piece off, I'll have to take off again about 6 scale inches, and all I did was come to the top of this the door opening on the roof, and I just drew a straight line right across there and duplicated the same thing, and went to the passenger side, same thing, and then back to the back. Did the same procedure. Cut that off very, very carefully with that razor saw. Did the A-pillar post and got those down to that. Now, if you see how tall this window is, it's not, or this roof, it's not very tall. Now, one of the things you have to do is, of course, these 4 cuts right here, or 8 cuts, including on the body, are not going to be square or flush. What I would suggest is take you a piece, and this is 320 grit sandpaper. Take this on a flat surface, and I stress a flat surface, and you roll this around until you have a perfectly flush cut. You're going to have some burring. Leave that. You're going to need that. Just allow that to stay there, because you like to have that when you glue everything back together. Same thing with the roof. You take the roof and just hold it and massage that around on that 320 grit sandpaper. Not much. Don't take a lot of pressure, but you're bringing these surfaces flush with each other. All right, let's set the sandpaper out of the way, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to talk about what I meant by stretching. When you set the roof back down on here, and I'm going to line the B pillars up. When you set that down there, as you can see right here, this roof needs to be stretched this way with the B pillars in position where they're going to be at on the car. See how much difference I've got between the once it drops down. You've lost a little bit of that rate right there as far as on the A pillars. What you have to do is take the roof, take another piece of tape. Now, when I say another piece, I mean longer than what I've got. Find midsection of the roof, take the straight edge, draw you a line across it, put you a piece of tape down. And when I say a piece of tape longer than this, it needs to go all the way across the roof, that roof line right there. I've just got this one handy. But once you line those marks up, I take the razor saw, pick this up, and I start right here until it gets up into the radius of that roof line. Same thing here. Then once I get that cut all the way through, I take the X-Acto knife, using the back edge of the X-Acto knife, and drag that down through there, across that until you meet the other cut line. Drag that through there with the X-Acto knife. You can use this, or you can use the razor knife. Either way, there's not good way or a bad way. I just prefer to use that. That way I know I'm getting a straight edge. When you get two separate pieces of the roof now, let me peel this piece of tape back off. I'm just going to take a tweezer to get that up. All right, here we go. All right, once you got your roof in two pieces now, you're able to stretch this. In other words, you're going to add plastic to that. In other words, it's going to take about that much right there to stretch that roof line. What I do is I take a piece of styrene, flat stock here. This is about, where's my straight edge? This stuff is about, it's hard to see. It's about a 1/16 of an inch, and that's all I've got to stretch that in order to do this. It's about it's as long as the roof line, that I need right here. It needs to be a little taller. This is about a 1/2 inch in height, and as long as the roof line, then I'll take one of the front. Usually I'll take the back. It's the longest. I'll lay that down there. Trace that out, and that's what you got the opening right there. And I'll cut this out just kind of haphazardly, not right up to the line itself. Then we'll lay our roof down, and we'll glue these pieces. We'll glue that together on there just like that. And of course, yes, it is tall, but you're saving some of the material in order to sand that down all the way to the roof itself. You're gonna learn body work doing this. This is, like, as I said earlier, it's not for the faint of heart. Now we'll glue this together just like that, and we'll let it set overnight. Once it's set overnight, it's good and firm, ready to start your body work. You'll just start carving. You can take a hobby knife, you can carve it, sandpaper it. Sandpapering will take a pretty good while, but I usually just take a hobby knife and carve that down. Then we'll take sandpaper and start blending that in. Now, if you've noticed also, I've removed a lot of, I wouldn't say detail. On the kit itself, you've got the opening of the window, but you've got, it looks like a little piece of trim that goes all the way around this. It's not very tall. I removed it on this body because it's just, I don't know, it's going to be hard to duplicate that. I even removed it in the rear window itself. But it's just something added that you have to, if you're chopping a top like this, that you would have to add in. Now I'm going to piece this back together and kind of give y'all a little glimpse of what this is going to look like. Once all the body work is done, top smoothed in, and I'll shoot the primer. This is going to look exactly like the Flintstone resin copy. All right, got this taped together. This is going to give y'all a little idea of what this thing looks like. And I tell you what, it's low and mean. Check that out. But now you can see how much, once you chop the top off like this, but you have to line, and I'm going to show y'all. If you see how much this has to be stretched, it's tremendous. You've got like a rain gutter that comes down through here and meets this body line right here. And once that's where you're wanting everything to meet at, is right there. You want that body line right here to come up into that rain gutter, and it will. And this is another thing about the third hinge. I feel it doesn't need to be, it doesn't even need to be there. So I've already cut these off on the styrene kit body, and I'll take and scribe that out in there for the door opening itself, and you won't even know it. And we may have to add a little bit once we get the stretch in. We'll have to probably add a little small piece right in here, or with this right here, I can more than likely blend that in there with sandpaper and some chisel point X-Acto blades. But this is how much, when you chop a top, this is how much you have to, if you can see how much you'll have to stretch that, and it's about a 1/16. And then that rain gutter and then the door line right here will line back up. So, but I'll in the next episode, everything will be glued up. We'll have the top on, and we'll have it glued in, and I will show y'all how to blend everything in, get your body work looking good, and I guarantee you'll have a carbon copy of what you'll have with the Jimmy's Flintstone body. Hope this helps anyone out. If you got any questions, drop me a message down below. I'll answer it as soon as I can. Hope this finds everyone well. As I always say, if you can dream it, build it. God bless y'all. Pappy out of here.